What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be going over my game day report for the Dolphins and Bills game. A lot of injuries. I mean, that's just kind of our situation at this point. We have had to make a couple different roster moves. River Craycraft is now on IR, and Eric Izukanma is on the non-football injury reserve list. So there's that. So to make up for that, we've brought Robbie Chosen back to the active roster. And also, with Jalen Phillips out, we've elevated Chase Winovich and Cameron Good to the active roster for today's game as well. Savon Ahmed is still questionable. He's been limited in practice all week. But I think it's fine. Just like last week, I think Mostert, A-Chain, and Chris Brooks, I think is more than fine for our running back room. So I think we should be okay there. Deshaun Elliott is questionable. That does hurt us. He's definitely been the better safety over Brandon Jones for sure. But when Brandon Jones did come in at the end of the game, he was fine. He had limited participation all week with an ankle and a groin injury, which is pretty tough. But what really hurts us is the offensive line. I mean, Teron Armstead, that kind of is what it is. He's always on the injured list. He's had limited participation Thursday and Friday. Didn't participate Wednesday. Hopefully he goes. If not, Kendall Lamb is a pretty good backup. Connor Williams, though, that does concern me. He didn't participate Wednesday and had limited participation Thursday and Friday, just like Teron Armstead with a groin injury. Having to put Liam Eichenberg for a full game against the Bills at center does concern me. When he had to come in for him at the end of the Broncos game, he didn't look bad. He had a couple bad snaps, but so has Connor Williams this year. But he didn't look bad, but it definitely does concern me. That's for sure. I also wouldn't mind if we were to potentially make a move today to bring Alama Aluave, our undrafted rookie center, up just in case. If Teron Armstead and Connor Williams can't go, I think we might just need an extra offensive lineman anyway, because Liam Eichenberg is our backup left guard and potentially our starting center this week. So we're probably just going to need another body for the offensive line, quite honestly. So that could be a move we end up making. But on the Bills side, Jordan Poyer is out. So that is what that is. I wish injuries weren't a part of it. I wish both teams could just play at their most healthy. Von Miller, of course, isn't going to be playing for them either. But that's just not the case. I wish teams could just go at each other, fully healthy and go at each other with everything we got, but that's just not the case. So it is what it is. The rest of their injury report is pretty clean. Ryan Bates, Leonard Floyd, Micah Hyde, Teron Johnson, they're all fine. Tre'Davious White. They all pop up on the injury report this week, but they're all fine. As far as how I think this game goes, even with the injury, well, Connor Williams makes things kind of tough for us offensively, but I think if we can get rid of the ball quickly like we have been, I think we can be okay. Obviously, this is a very dangerous team as well, so this should be a pretty interesting matchup. We do have Jalen Waddle back, which is very good. I still think that even with the pieces we have, I think that if both teams play their best brand of football, I think we should come out on top. It's just really about not making the little mistakes and everything like that. Not saying we should dog walk these guys. I do think this is going to be a tough matchup. But what I would really like to do is I would like to do everything we can to take away Stephon Diggs. And I would leave probably Brandon Jones in the box to keep Josh Allen scrambling away. I know the last 2 times we faced him, we did that with Javon Holland, and it worked. But I am not trying to see Brandon Jones be a single high safety. I'm just not trying to see that in cover 3. I just don't have the confidence in him to do that. Now, it is possible. I mean, honestly, we probably bring Javon Holland and Elijah Campbell out rather than Brandon Jones on a lot of snaps. If Elijah Campbell's out there, then you could probably bring Javon Holland into the box a little bit. But if Brandon Jones is out there, I'm not trying to have Brandon Jones on an island. I'm just not trying to do that. So, like I said, I think if you can take away the run as much as possible, which is something I really want to focus on, and it is something we've struggled with a little bit this year. We've done better since week 1. But if we can take away James Cook in the running game, if we can limit Josh Allen's scrambling, and if we can try to take away Stephon Diggs as much as possible, put Xavier Howard on him, maybe even with a little bit of help. I'm not saying Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox, Trent Sherfield, those guys, Dalton Kincaid, those are good players in the receiving game. But I think when Josh Allen can't scramble and Stephon Diggs isn't an option and they can't run the ball, Josh Allen tends to play a lot of hero ball and tries to do too much. And sometimes that can result in spectacular plays, but a lot of times it also results in turnovers, and that's what I want. That's what I want to force in him. So that's what I'm trying to see. On their defense, they still got a lot of pieces to be a threat. I know they don't have Von Miller, but Greg Rousseau, Leonard Floyd, Shaq Lawson, AJ Epinesa, those are all really solid guys. In the interior, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, those are all really solid. Their linebacker room isn't what it was, but it's still got some pieces. And DeMar Hamlin is going to play, and I see that the media is like really playing that up like he's going to lock down our whole offense, and I just don't see that being the case. Not that he's a bad player or anything like that, but and obviously the story of him coming back is great, but you know, I think the injury that happened to him last year has given people this idea that he was this great player, which he isn't. He's not a bad player, but you know, he ain't one of their stars. He's just not. I'm not really scared of him. Not saying he can't make some plays, but you know. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you'd like to, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.